Hi, welcome to my Makeup Monday for Monday the 12th of May 2025. My name's Denise McCabe and I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Australia on the New South Wales Central Coast, so welcome. Today we're playing with a new bundle that's an online exclusive bundle. It came out last week and it's a really cool bundle. And I'm going to do a really easy fun fold, a Z fold, fun fold card, just using that new bundle. So please have a look in the online store because there's lots of online exclusives now in there. Don't just rely on the new catalogue. Although the new catalogue's got some beautiful products in it, there are some more beautiful products in the online exclusive store. So please always have a look when you're shopping online. Have a look there because there's so much in there now. So I always say to my customers, the catalogue is the gateway to everything else. So the catalogue gets you started and inspired, but once you get onto the online store, you can find so much more there. So don't forget that. So let's go down to the craft desk and we can get started. Okay. All right. So this bundle is called Sunrise Sailing, and it's a photopolymer stamp set. And the bundle includes the stamp set, dies, and a hybrid embossing folder. So that's the stamp set. These are the dies. And this is the hybrid embossing folder. Now, a hybrid embossing folder means that you can put a die in there and you can emboss and die cut at the same time. And you don't damage your embossing folder when you do that. So that's what a hybrid embossing folder is. So it's really a really cool thing. So that's the whole bundle, and the bundle is $88, and I don't actually think that's too bad for what you get in it. So I've had a bit of a play this afternoon getting everything ready, and I've ended up coming up with the class that I'll probably run. So I got inspiration off Pinterest. That's one thing I do find with the online exclusives. There's not much photography of the bundle of it made up, whereas in the catalogue you've got pictures of things made up already. So I just went to Pinterest and I got inspiration from Pinterest. So this is one I found. Amy Coenders, I think that's how you say her name, did something very, very similar. I changed it a little bit, but I cased one of her cards, and how cool is that? Super simple. And that's using four of the new in colours. Didn't use strawberry slush. So that's one of the cards I did this afternoon. This is another one. I did copy this from, or I changed it a fraction, but I couldn't find her name. Oh yes, I did. Stamp with Nancy. And I've used a piece of the Thoughtful Journey Designer Series paper. How cool and easy is that for your background? And can you see the embossing folder on that? It's just beautiful. So I haven't done any colouring to this background piece. I've just run it through the embossing folder, stamped some birds on it, and then stamped and die cut the sailing boat and put that over the top of, I'll show you when we do emboss, I'll show you how it comes out. Super cool card and very easy. So that's another one I cased. This is the one I couldn't find the name for. But yeah, this one's just simple stamping and die cutting one of the boats, and super easy, not much to it. And I've used the new in colours. I think, have I used all of them? No, I haven't used Secret Sea because I don't have that ink pad yet. So this is Balmy Blue, but I've used Cloud Cover. I haven't used Cloud Cover yet because I don't have that ink pad yet. This is Secret Sea. This is Timid Tiger, Darling Duckling, and Strawberry Slush. So that's a really nice card. And this is the easy fun fold card we're going to recreate. And this one I cased but I changed a few little things. And it was from Susie Wood. So Stamping with Susie, I think she came up as. And I've used Night of Navy and Balmy Blue. and really, really good. Easy, simple card. It's a Z-fold with a front panel, and that's the one we're going to recreate. So let's move things to one side, and I'll have to bring my cut emboss machine in. Let me think about what I've got to do. I need to emboss, I need to cut a cloud. Let's stamp the boat first. That's what we shall do first. So let me get my E-block, because I do need my bigger block for the sailboat. And I'm just going to pop that down and pick it up like so. What else do I need? Nothing at the moment. Okay, so let's get my scrap for stamping. This is my stamping scrap, and we'll use this to cut my cloud out as well. So I'm just going to ink up my sailing boat with Night of Navy. That looks pretty good. And just stamp it down. Let me just try that. Okay, stamp it down. Oh, I hope I'm in the screen. Oh yes, I haven't brought it down too far. There we go. I'll clean that on my chamois. So I hope everybody had a lovely Mother's Day. I think it's Mother's Day in other parts of the world today too. It certainly is in Australia, but I think it's I know Father's Day is different in America or something. I don't know. I know we don't have a similar day or something. Okay, so this stamp, that's not showing it very well. I think it looks better that way. This one is to colour in the sails, like so. So we might as well do that now. So let's just put that on our block, and I'm using real red, so my photopolymer stamp will get a pink tinge to it because they do that, but it doesn't stop them from working. So I'm just going to, you can see that I'm just putting that inside the sail. I feel like white, navy and red are very nautical colours. So that's that. I'll pop that one away and I'll clean that on my chamois. I'll bring my Night of Navy back in because I will need that in a minute. Okay, so I've cleaned that up on my chamois. And yes, my sails are starting to have a pink tinge, but that's okay. And what else? I think that's all I need to do. I have got my light, no, is this light? This is dark crumb cake. I did pecan pie with that one, but I'm going to use dark crumb cake this time round and just colour in the hull of my boat. There is a stamp that you can use to colour in, but I want to do it this way for this card. I'm going to pop some colour here. I didn't do that on my sample card, but that's okay. You can always change your mind. Okay, so you can use this stamp to colour in the boat. I've done that on one of the cards. Let me see which one. This one. I used this stamp here to colour in the hull of my boat, but I just wanted to colour it with a blend. So I think that's that. Now let me move these ones. I'll put those there. This has got to go up here. And I'll get my cut emboss machine in and we can do some embossing and cutting. So I will need my balmy blue piece. So I'll just put that there. Just making room. Okay, let's grab it. And get Okay, so I'll put this further in because it's not under my camera very well. There we go. So I have got my cutting plate and I've got my sailing boat, and let's do the cutting first. So we need this die for the sailing boat, and I'm going to get this cloud out for the cloud. And you can see there's another cloud, there's other sailing boats and sails, so these sails can die cut and go on that one. And there's some birds you can die cut, and this is like some waves in the ocean. So there's quite a few dies. There's 10 dies in total in this bundle. Oopsie, don't lose your cloud. Okay, so let me just line this up because I want to line it up as close to perfect as I can. There we go, and I shall just pop my cloud here on the side, pop my top plate on, and I'll wind that through. So we have a cloud, if we can get it off my cutting plate. Here we go. There we go. So I'll put that there, and let's see how our little sailing boat turned out. That's pretty good. Happy with that. So I'll put that there. Let me put my dies back in my die pack so I don't lose them, because I don't want to do that. Okay, so that's the dies away. Now we're going to get out, we're going to put that back through, get rid of the number one, the die cut, what is this thing called? Oh my goodness. You need it when you're die cutting. Let's get rid of it. And we need just plate number 1 and plate number 4, because this is a 3D embossing folder. Okay, so this is the hybrid. Let me just actually grab that sailing boat die out again, and I'll show you how this works. So the hybrid embossing folder, you put the die here and it kind of clicks into place, and then you can put your piece of cardstock in, and then when you're die cutting and embossing, it'll emboss and die cut the boat out. But we don't want to do that today. Or we could, but yeah, let's do it. Okay, let me just have a little look and see where I've placed it. Yep, that looks good. Okay, so we're going to cut. Oops, see, Denise just moved that. Silly Denise. So our sailing boat is sort of just clipped in. And I'm putting my piece of cardstock over the top. And I'm just going to pinch it close. There we go. Now, you want to put the spine in first. Actually, we don't want to do this. I'll tell you why we don't want to do this. We're going to have a hole in the back of our card if we do that. But that's how you emboss and die cut. Okay, so we don't want to do that, because if we cut the boat out, we'll have a hole in our card panel. So I will take that die out because we don't want to do that. So I'm just going to place this back in my embossing folder where I want the clouds and the boat. I think I might move it down a fraction. That looks pretty good. Happy with that. And spine first, and then I might grab another piece of cardstock and show it to you the way it works, and then you'll know. Okay, so I'll just run that through, so you can just emboss, and that's what you get. little boat sticking up, and you've got your clouds, your birds, your ocean. So let's put that down for a moment. And let me just grab another piece of cardstock. Let me just see if I've got balmy blue. Yes, let's just do balmy blue again. This is a bigger piece. I haven't got it cut down to the right size. And I will show you how it cuts and embosses. So I'm going to pop my little boat die back on, and it'll clip in. Not clip in, it just sort of, you can just sort of feel it kind of lock into place. Okay, I'm going to put my cardstock down. And this isn't the right, I haven't cut my cardstock. I folded it over, got it like so. Okay, put your spine in first of your embossing folder. And put your number 4 plate on top. And we'll wind that through. So it's going to emboss and die cut. So let's have a look and see what it's done. Okay, so we'll take that off, and you can see that it's die cut and embossed your cardstock. Let me just get rid of that. There we go. You can see how it's die cut the boat out, but it's embossed your cardstock. So you could pop that up, or you could put that on another card and stamp and die cut one like so for your card. But that's what a hybrid embossing folder does, and it doesn't damage your embossing folder. It's fine. So let's get rid of our cut emboss machine out of the way. Oops. So I'll just get rid of that. Okay, so let's bring our card and our bits and pieces back in. Here we go. That's the one we want. So I can use this on another card, and we put that on another card. So that's how the hybrid embossing folder works. They're really cool. If you just want the embossing folder, you can just get the embossing folder. You don't have to buy the whole bundle, but it's pretty cool, I must admit. Let me put my die away before I don't want to lose it. I'm paranoid about losing dies. And little tiny stamps, I'm paranoid about that too. Basically, I'm paranoid. Okay, so this is a piece of cardstock. So it's half a piece of A4 cardstock cut at 10.5 centimeters. And I am going to score it at 7.4 and 14.8 or 14.9. There we go. So that will give us our Z fold. So you fold it this way. Grab my bone folder. Okay, and then on that 7.4 centimeter fold it back and score it down, and that gives you your Z. Okay, so we've got this panel to go on here, but before we put it on, I want to get my blending brush, my excuse me, my navy blending brush. Now, I'm not even going to re-ink this because it's got enough ink in it. So we are just going to run it over the bottom of the card here to make it look more like the ocean. See, I've got enough ink on my blending, but I'm not worrying about my boat because I'm going to be putting one over the top. I've got enough ink on my blending brush that I don't need to re-ink it up. Okay, so let's just darken the sea up even into the background. Okay, that looks pretty good. I think that's perfectly fine. Okay, now that's my insert. This is my little boat. And before I'm going to put it up on dimensionals straight over the embossed boat. Can you see the embossed boat? I'm just going to put this one up on dimensionals over the top. Okay, but before I do that, I want to stamp my cloud and I want to stamp some birds. So I've still got my Night of Navy ink here, and I've got the little A block that's retired. Here's the little tiny bird. It's just one little bird, and I love that I've still got the A block to put him on. So I am just going to move him away. I've put my embossing folder up a bit higher. See, my cloud was down a bit lower, so I won't be able to put maybe 3 birds on this time. Oh, I probably could actually. Let me see. Depends on where I want to put my little cloud. I'll probably put my cloud here again. No, I think 2 birds will be enough for this card. I think that's fine. So that's my little bird, and I'm going to pop him back because he's so tiny. If I die cut the bigger cloud, I could have fitted a bigger sentiment, but I like the little cloud. And there's some cool sentiments in this set. There's ahoy, you're destined for great things, best wishes, happy retirement, congratulations, and you deserve the best. Some really nice sentiments, but I'm going to just use the ahoy, and I'm going to put that, get rid of some of my blocks, put that on. What block's this? B block. That's still current. Okay, and I'm just going to ink that up in my Night of Navy. That didn't ink up very well. And stamp. I'm really loving the photopolymer stamps now. At first I didn't like them because I'd only used, rubbish ones in the past, and I thought, oh, they don't stamp nicely and give crisp images. But of course the Stampin' Up ones do, because they're good quality. Okay, so what have we got? We will stick this on dimensionals. I am going to get 2 large dimensionals down here, and then I'm going to use smaller ones up the top and along the hull of the boat. So I might need those for the ahoy. Just take the backs off. There we go. Okay, so I'm just purely going to put this straight over the embossed sailing boat here, like so. And then my ahoy, I'll put a large one there and a large one here. Now I don't need any more dimensionals. So I'm going to cover up. See, on this embossed panel you can see, there are 2 tiny little birds embossed. I'm going to cover those up with my cloud and ahoy because I've got birds over here. Okay, so that is then going to go on here like so. So I'm just going to turn it over like this and put glue where I need it on this panel. Not go over too far. There we go. And turn it over and pop it down, and it's 1/2 centimetre smaller top, left and bottom. So just give your margin, your border, move it over a little bit so you've got your border on this side as well. There we go. Nice. So then I've got an insert, and I've cut my insert 9.5 centimeters by 13.9, just a little bit smaller so that it won't show when the card front panel is shut. It won't show, so that's why I've done it a little tiny bit smaller. I'm going to get the Best Wishes from this stamp set because it's a really cool Best Wishes, and this is gonna, yeah, that'll fit on the D block. Back to my Night of Navy ink. So this is a really simple card, but it's just using some beautiful products as always. So that's the Best Wishes. Now I can put my Night of Navy away. Clean that off and pop that back. So I hope everyone's enjoying the new catalogue and the all the online exclusives that went live on the 6th of May as well. There's so much new product out there, so much to choose from. Which can be a bit overwhelming, but it's also good because you sort of think, I've got so much choice. Okay, so I'm just putting that inside my card, giving the even borders all the way around, like so. And there we have a sunrise sailing card. How cool are they? How easy are they? Like, really? They're so easy. Now, all these dies will go through the mini cut emboss machine, but the embossing folder won't. You do need the large cut embossing machine for the embossing folder. But if you just wanted to get the stamps and dies, these dies will all go through the mini cut emboss machine. How cool is that card? So super simple. And you can see why I didn't do this, because I would have had an empty space for my sailing boat for this style of card. If this card front was going flat down onto a card, we could have easily done that. See, for example, if I was to put it down like that, we could have popped that boat over the top. Okay, so that's a hybrid embossing folder. Let's have a look at some of my other cards that I've today played with. I really like this one. This one's using all of the new in colours except for cloud cover, because I haven't got that ink pad yet. Now, you do know they are not releasing cloud cover to customers in the classic stamping ink pad because of the problems they've been having with it. You can get the Stamp and Write marker, you can get the stamping blends, you can get the re-inker, and if you buy the uninked little ink spots, you can ink them up with the re-inker and have cloud cover. The cloud cover formula is reacting to our foam ink pads, whereas the little ink spots are felt, and it's not reacting with felt ink pads. So that's a workaround with your cloud cover. But on this one I use Balmy Blue. This one I used a piece of the Thoughtful Journey Designer Series paper. I did no blending on that. I just stamped and die cut the boat and the greeting. And the Designer Series paper did all the colour and background for me. This one I got around not having a cloud cover ink pad by using Versamark. So this card base is cloud cover, and I've used Versamark to get the tone-on-tone water image. So that's a workaround as well. If you want tone on tone, you can use your Versamark ink pad. So I really hope that you like my sunrise sailing cards. This isn't working. Let's try this. I think I've ended up creating a class today down the track. Yeah, it's just a really nice stamp set and dies and the embossing folder, and there's lots you can do with it, and they make really easy cards. So let's come back to me. So I hope you enjoyed that. Really super simple card. I keep going to say sunset, and I don't know why. It's sunrise sailing, and I've just done a little fun Z fold with the front panel, and really bit of ink blending, super simple. So thanks for watching. I hope you have a great week. I'll be back on Wednesday afternoon at 2 p.m. for Card and a Cuppa on YouTube. So if you want to watch me then, that'd be great. I'll see you then. But for now, have a great start to your week. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.